Why rivals open next door, the hidden logic of game theory. Why do supermarkets open near other supermarkets? Why do restaurants crowd into the same street? And why do luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and Dior often sit close to each other instead of spreading out? Common sense says if you have competitors, move away from them. But business does not always follow common sense. Sometimes the smart move is to stay close to your rival and to understand why we need not one theory but three powerful ideas working together: Nash Equilibrium, Hotelling's location model, and agglomeration effects. This is why theory matters, because sometimes if we really want to understand the secret behind a seemingly simple business practice, we need to look at the complex theories operating at a deeper level. Let us start with Nash Equilibrium. The idea is named after John Nash, the brilliant mathematician whose life inspired the film A Beautiful Mind. Nash showed that in strategic situations, your best move depends on what others are doing. A Nash equilibrium happens when every player is making the best decision they can, given what everyone else is doing. No one wants to move alone, not because the situation is perfect, but because moving alone may make them worse off. Now bring in Hotelling's location model. Imagine two supermarkets in a town. Customers are spread across the area, but the center gets the most traffic. If one supermarket moves toward the center, the other does not want to stay too far away. Why? Because it may lose access to the busiest customer flow. So both move closer to the center. They compete fiercely, but neither wants to move away alone. That is where Hotelling helps us understand location, and Nash helps us understand why the pattern becomes stable. Now think about luxury stores. Why would Louis Vuitton want to be near Gucci, Chanel, or Dior? Because luxury shopping is not only about buying a product, it is about comparison, status, experience, visibility, prestige, and destination value. This is where agglomeration effects become important. A street full of luxury brands becomes more attractive than one isolated luxury store. Customers go there because the whole place signals luxury. Each brand competes with the others, but each brand also benefits from being part of the cluster. So what looks like irrational behavior is actually strategic behavior. Supermarkets may cluster because of customer flow. Restaurants may cluster because people like choice. Luxury brands may cluster because prestige becomes stronger when it is shared by a location. This is the power of business theory. It helps us see what is hidden beneath ordinary practice. At T2P, Theory to Practice, we demystify powerful theories and use them to explain real business behavior in a simple, insightful, and practical way. Because good theory is not abstract. Good theory helps us see patterns that common sense often misses. The lesson is simple. In business, the best move is not always the move that looks best by itself. The best move is the one that makes sense when everyone else is also trying to win. That is Nash Equilibrium. That is Hotelling's location model. That is agglomeration effects. And that is how theory becomes practice. Understand, analyze, apply, create impact.